Hi there, welcome back to Triplicate, and today I have a look at something completely different. Look, no wires at all, no software, no electricity, no nothing. This is the thermostatic shower valve off the shower on the boat. And why is this not on the shower on the boat? Why is it on the desk? Well, that there is a big crack. And if you connect this to water, under any sort of pressure, it comes flying out of that crack. Because despite my best attempts at getting as much water and all the pressure out of the water system, the really recent freeze-up got down to -11 up on the edge of the Pennines, and it froze and it split. So it's complete scrap. So I am quite happy to rip it apart. We don't have to repair it or put it back together, so we don't mind if we break it. So without further ado, shall we try and get into it? Okay, well, there's a little, I suppose, cover on that end, a little cover on this end. Hopefully there is a screw or something underneath that we can use to take it apart. So let's take that apart. Yes, there's a screw under there. And hopefully the camera's picking this up. There's a screw under there. Where's that gone? Great. Okay, so now I need a posi screwdriver, and we'll get those screws out. Right, here we go. Oh, that's a good size screwdriver. Coming? Yep. So that's one knob. Oh, this thing's been out in the garage and it's still cold. Come on. And it's still dripping a bit of water out. Oh, there we go. There we go. Well, that doesn't seem quite so keen to come off as the other side. Right, and I will get some tissue to wipe up all this water that suddenly seems to have come out. Right, took it to the bath and tipped it everywhere I could think of, and hopefully we've got most of the water out. So, come on. Let's not muck around. As I say, it's scrap, so we don't care if we break it. Ouch. I don't care if I stab myself in the thumb. Beefier screwdriver. Gotcha. There we go. Yep. Some little bits of that, and this knob are the mechanism whereby you can't turn it up above a certain temperature without pressing the button in. Okay. Right, so this end is the water on off in switch end, and that's the temperature regulator. So there's a convenient nut here. Should we see if we can turn that? Right, here we have an adjustable spanner. Let's see. Right, I'm going to have to put that in the vise downstairs and see if I can just loosen it off. Okay, so I've slackened this off so it will now come out with fingers, and yep, it's a fairly standard just a tap, I suppose. If I turn that, you see that's going in and out. Okay, and we've got these here. It's where the water comes in. Are these just little valves? Oh yeah, they're non-return valves. Let's see if we can get these circlips out. Whoops, well, it's never gonna work again. Let's see if this little valve will now pop out. Yes, there we go. Okay, let's do the same the other side. So that is gonna trip water out. Yep. Oh, caught it this time. Okay, so I think I get it. In here is the thermostat mechanism, and the hot and cold, I can't remember which is which, go into that, and then the tap is actually on the output, not the input. Okay, so that just wasn't clear in my mind. Right, so I guess the next thing we could do is see if we can get this out. Now there's not a bit slackened off as well when I was downstairs. Right. Well, I'm guessing that holds all this in, but I don't think, I have a kind of a lever at it, but it's not going to. I think I'm going to need something bigger to get hold of that and pull it up. Okay. Oh, was that moving? Oh yeah. There we go. There is the thermostat mechanism. Not that much to it. So this pipe comes into this end. You see the shining that in there. Right, and this pipe comes into here, but if I shine it down the valve end, you can see that's where the outlet goes, but this pipe goes into here and somehow is along the back here and through to about here, possibly. Right, we might see if I can get that. You see that brass thingy down there out. Looks like I need a hexagon. And you see, yeah, you kind of have to put it at that angle. A hexagon that size, and it may screw out. I shall go and see. Okay, so this, I know you're not going to be able to see this very well. The bit with the hexagonal hole is brass and is just screwed in there and is not coming out because it's been screwed in there for probably the best part of 20 years in the presence of water. However, I have managed to, let's have a look, work out what's happening. So that comes in from this side, which comes through a slot in there nearest temperature controller, and this piece of red wire goes in the other water inlet and out a slot slightly further down and passes along the back of there. So here this guy is somehow mixing between those two inlets there next to each other. So should we have a look in here and see what this does, because this is the actual guts of the thing. This is how it works. This is the bit that does the mixing. Okay, so the water comes in around here and here and exits out of those slots there, down the tube. Oh, you can't see there, can you? Then down this brass tube in the middle, and that's where the outlet tap goes, and out of the outlet. So shall we just rip this thing apart, if we can figure out how we do that. That looks like it's... Does that unscrew? No, doesn't look like it. Just turns. Oh, there's a circlip here. So shall we see if we can get that out. So what happens now? Unfortunately, as I say, this is probably the best part of 20 years old and may well be just too seized up to come apart. That's me. Let's just try levering leverage, as the Americans say. So does this, that's got a hex on it, so does that mean we can grab that, and this is like knurled as though you'd expect to grip it. Having taken that circlip out, I would expect something to come out of the bottom. Oh. Right, didn't see me do this. Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. One up. Right. That turning now, that's turning in there, I need. Right, I might go and have a go at it downstairs. Okay, so this end bit I discovered was screwed in, not particularly hard, and comes out with a little, don't know. Okay, a little rubber thing in it. So will this now come off? No. I'm guessing, since there was a clip around this, I'm guessing if I hit that hard enough it will come out. I will go downstairs to the heater outer area. Well, a bit of hitting, and that came out of there along with that circlip, and that circlip I think went in there, and that groove has just got smashed with me bashing on it. As I say, we're not trying to put it back together, so doesn't matter. Now that still doesn't seem to want to come out. I think this is all one piece, but am I wrong? Does it come apart somewhere? I will have a look. Okay, so it splits there. So let us unscrew it. Oh, there's no ring seal in there. And take that off, and there is the remains of another O-ring. I'm assuming that I broke when I've been, trying to get it apart. And that comes out. It's just tube. So what is in here? Okay, so this pushes, when you turn the knob, this pushes that forward. Okay, so this is our little thing which is doing the heat control, which I've got sitting here on a drill, and hopefully you can see on the drill there is a Sharpie mark, and it's been down in the garage at 5 or 6 degrees C, so it's pretty cold. So shall we take the giant beast, or the heater, hot air gun, which is plugged in, which is probably going to blow everything away, and we're going to try and warm it up and see if it expands. Oh, you can see, I can see anyway, it's expanded a bit already. And it's sitting on a drill here. This is just a drill bit of the right diameter to go in there. Oh yeah, and you can see it's expanded. I'm definitely going to fall off the end of the drill in a minute. Yeah, the drill bit's just easier to use than the easy to clamp than the original. There we go. Something went pop. Just as well. I don't want to reuse it because it sounds like something's broken on it. Okay, so that is... So it's come off the length of the drill, and that's like a centimetre or so. It's expanded. Okay, so here we have the body of our shower mixer, and I have kind of drawn what's going on inside below that. So the hot water comes in and flows along here to here, and the cold water comes in straight here, and the mixed water comes in here and up here, and here there is a valve to set how much water's coming out, normally off or full on, I find. So let's have a look at our innards, where our shower, temperature control happens. So this is the, when you see that, this screws in and out, and it is the little, so this is, on here goes the knob that controls the temperature, and that, as you can see, screws in and out. And this is our temperature regulation thing, which the inside comes out and it doesn't anymore because I broke it because I got it too hot. And you can see water can go through these holes in the middle of this piston, I suppose you'd call it. Okay, so let's say we first turn the shower on and the hot water is cold because it's got to run through. So this is right in like that because the hot water is still cold, but the hot water will get hot, this will heat up, that little thing will come out of there, and this will get pushed this way and start to block off the hot and let cold in, therefore cooling down the water that's here and thus regulating the temperature. Isn't that clever? And this comes out and pushes this back, so the temperature sensor, I suppose, has to push this out further to shut the hot water off, so the water coming out will be hotter. Isn't that clever? So I think, since, as I've said on several occasions, we're not going to put this thing back together, and I've blown this thing up anyway, getting it too hot with the air gun, it went pop, and now it's right the way in all the time. Shall we get our cutting disc on our Dremel and cut this apart and see what's in it? Hopefully not mercury. Okay, Dremel time. Okay, plan B, we're going to do it from this angle. That seems to be quite solid. Alright, let's just cut it off. Well, let's cut the end off and see if anything comes out of the bottom. Alright, somehow hold it. Which probably can't. So I have no idea what's in there. Okay, something copper. So if I press into that end, does something come out? I don't know. Okay, I'll use the end of a drill bit. So I push into that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, it's something. Right. Yeah. It's like copper. Well, I don't know what that is. It's like copper, I don't know, it's like solid. I don't know what that is. Okay, well, I do not know what this stuff is. It obviously expands with heat, and that was in the end there, and I pushed down that way and all that came out. There is some kind of, I guess, rubber membrane in there which is bust because I overheated it with the hot air gun. I'll see if I can unscrew it at all. It might look like this threaded bit comes off the main bit. Okay, a bit more dremeling and it's a mess now. So this bit, you can see moving here, it was pushed together, and then the bulging out bit was, I guess, riveted over, pinned over, don't know. So in there we have the remains of a membrane. That's what went pop. I don't think we have anything more. There was a membrane round there, this poor thing, and then that was placed on and it was just riveted over to hold it together. And that poor thing is what went pop. So that's how it works. This stuff, let's see if I can find out what that stuff is. Okay, here we have, courtesy of Scudo Beautiful Bathrooms, thermostatic cartridges. Which is a mechanical valve that regulates the flow of water, yada yada yada. And it adjusts the flow. We know what it does. We want to know what's in it. And here we temperature sensitive material and how it works. It's usually wax or bimetallic material. Well, I think ours is wax. It was a kind of sticky, squishy stuff. Wax-based thermostatic elements are composed of a wax pellet that is contained within a sealed cylinder. And the wax expands or contracts, and I guess from the coppery colour, it's loaded with copper paste, so the heat conducts through it quickly. Well, here it all is. Quite a lot of bits for something that does such a simple job, and I hope you've enjoyed this hack apart of one to see what was inside. I found it interesting, and it's something I've always actually been curious to know, so now I do, and I hope you do too. So I think that's it for this video, so it's goodbye from Triplicate for now. Goodbye.